So the war on anime escalates as No Game No Life light novels have been officially banned in Australia. You know, if this had not already been absurd enough, well, it seems that the clown show itself has just become that much more insane. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, as we already knew, they've been going after anime. The Puritans have had so much of a fit over anime, trying to say that, oh, it's so bad it hurts children. And it's never hurt children to begin with. But now, apparently, the government classification board has now officially banned No Game, No Life light novels. So this article is by Bounding Into Comics. No Game, No Life light novel volumes banned from Australia by government classification board. Now, looking at this case, the whole reasoning is absolutely ridiculous. You know, we've talked about some of it before, and we're going to go into this. It just gets crazy. The Australian government has banned certain volumes of No Game No Life light novel from sale and import within their borders. This follows months of attacks against the title by politicians, in which these are the very same politicians that were cherry-picking scenes they found to be the worst. And they were going, think of the kids! You know, just stupid stuff. You know, they're really dumb. And Australia media must be submitted to the Australian Classification Board for review and classification prior to release. Upon review, a given piece of media will be assigned a classification rating. This is similar to those given by the BBFC, CFRO, and FSRB, which advises consumers as to the content of the media and specifies which age group a entertainment may be suitable for. However, unlike its overseas counterparts, the Australian Classification Board is a government organization. It exists as a branch of the Australian Government Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development, and Communications. See, here's the thing. You know, they're having a fit over fiction. Okay, they're having a fit saying that, oh, fiction hurts children. No, it doesn't. this is absolutely absurd. And, you know, to think this started all the way back in February, where an Australian senator cherry-picked, mind you, scenes that they deemed as terrible, which it was hilarious when it failed back then because they stated, well, this is why we have TV ratings. That failed for them back then, which is hilarious. But here's the funny thing. They have a rating system again, and then this Karen comes in, screeches Ree! Over anime, right? Over light novels and manga saying that, oh, it's harmful to the children, it's hurting children. You know, but it's really not. And it's people like this Karen, for example, that can't seem to separate fiction from reality. You know, they can't seem to understand that it's fiction with fictional characters and nobody's being harmed. But, of course, they tried to make the argument, it's actually hurting people, when it's not. It's really, really stupid. On July 23rd, the Australian Classification Board announced that the 3 volumes of the No Game No Life light novel had received a rating of refused classification, thus preventing the volumes from being imported to or sold within the country. And then, as you can see here, you can actually see the ratings, which, as you can tell, you know, when it comes to the publications, you see the refused classification here. I mean, you can clearly tell that this senator, as well as this super Omega Karen, they're completely overreacting to something that they clearly don't understand, which makes them look even stupider. Refused classification, RC, is described as a classification category referring to films, computer games, and publications that cannot be sold, hired, advertised, or legally imported in Australia, and is also described as material which contains content that is very high in impact and falls outside generally accepted community standards. For volumes 1 and 2, they were classified RC in accordance with the National Classification Code Publications Table 1B as publications that describe or depict in a way that is likely to cause offense to a reasonable adult, a person who is or appears to be a child under 18, whether the person is engaged in certain spicy activity or not. These 2 volumes were presumably refused classification due to respective color illustrations in each volume that depicted under 18 characters, such as Shiro and Stephanie Dola in the nude. Wait. So, offense to a reasonable adult. Okay, let me ask this question. How in the world is No Game No Life offensive to a reasonable adult? Better question, how would this even be offensive content to a reasonable teenager? Like, what? How? That's absolutely ridiculous. Volume 9, while also having its refusal justified under Pub 1b, was also refused under Pub 1a, which states that publications that describe, depict, express, or otherwise deal with matters of spicy stuff, drug misuse or addiction, crime, cruelty, violence, or revolting or abhorrent phenomena in such a way that they offend against the standards of morality, decency, and propriety generally accepted by reasonable adults to the extent that they should not be classified. Wait a minute. Hold on. It sounds to me like they're treating this like it's drugs. Like it's some kind of contraband that is going to hurt people. I mean, seriously, it's like, oh man, did you see that book? That book hurt little Timmy over there because he read it. I mean, what in the world? I mean, seriously, they think this is a real issue when there's a lot of worse issues in the world. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they're treating this as if it's drugs. I mean, that's really the best way to explain this. Because they're over here like, oh, we gotta ban the books. We gotta ban them. They're so bad. I mean, they find this to be a real problem when there's many, many, many greater problems within the world, and they think that one of the problems is to try to go after anime, especially when you have senators out there that think that Dragon Ball Z also is a problem. This is absurd stuff. I mean, this is just getting more ridiculous. In Volume 9, Sora is tasked with restarting the reproductive cycle of the youthful-looking Ex Machina, which sees him releasing their chastity hardware locks and being tactically seduced by the various Ex Machina as they attempt to recreate images seen in his hentai collection. I mean, this is, like, I don't know how they find this offensive. I mean, and to go ahead and ban it, I think it's just overreacting. I think that this is just complete overreaction. And, it just makes these people look more like a joke. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. That they can't even, separate the difference between fiction and reality. It's just really dumb. This classification refusal comes after months of attacks against No Game No Life and Japanese media in general by Australian politicians. They believe that certain anime, manga, and light novels facilitate real-world child abuse, which it doesn't. It clearly doesn't. In one instance, back in February, South Australia Senator Sterling Griff, or Sterling Cuck as I like to call him, described No Game No Life as being hyper-sexualized and features incest themes between the two main characters, and concluding that the series' illustrations were in contravention of the law, plain and simple. In another, a Japanese bookstore chain, Books Kinokuniya, removed No Game No Life and other titles in their Sydney location. This followed a complaint in July by former Chief of Staff for Senator Cuck and current SA Best legislator Connie Benaros Karen. They claimed that despite clearly being in breach of the definition of child abuse and exploitation material under both Commonwealth and state law in Australia, I was horrified that some bad material is freely available in Australia. That's never what it was. They're just trying to say that it was so they can get rid of it. This is their agenda against it, clearly, and you can see it. And, here's the thing. We're going to see it more and more. They may go for the extreme stuff, but they're going to go for the more mainstream stuff as time goes on. Because the more popular it becomes, the more they'll go after it. Viz Media exec says manga has sold extraordinarily well amidst pandemic. And see, here's the thing. Viz has done very well selling manga. Manga sells way more than Western comics do, especially with the comic book industry dying itself. But the thing of it is that you're seeing more people jump into manga. The reason why you're seeing it is because it's enjoyable stuff. It's stuff that people really love. And it's great entertainment. And the more popular the anime has become over time, the more people have jumped into it. But this also creates a problem. Because then you get the normies that jump in, and then of course you have all these Puritans that scream over things that aren't even bad at all. They just make up whatever. And they scream about things that they don't even support. They complain about things that they don't care about, by the way. They just do it just to try to get it removed, canceled, try to ruin the fun for the people that actually do enjoy it. That's what they always try to do. The executive went on to shout out two specific titles. Weekly Shonen Jump is selling better than ever thanks to Viz Media's simul-publishing efforts. That means plenty of interest in drummed up in the magazine, so that is why My Hero Academia is doing so well. The superhero manga was mentioned by Hamrick by name, and it was joined by SPXX Family for exceeding sale estimates. And as you can tell, with the popularity rising for anime, this means that you're going to have more Puritans jumping at it to try to cancel or get rid of it. And the more that anime, manga, and light novels continue to rise in popularity, well, we're going to see more people like the senators out there, like the Australian senator, or the one in America from Florida, that are trying to get anime canceled or removed. We're going to see more of them try to rise up. I wouldn't be surprised. This war on anime is about to escalate. I guarantee it right now. And here's the other thing. You've already looked at things like Patreon, for example. You've seen how they themselves have banned anime for stupid reasons, that don't make any sense at all. But then again, they're getting sued into oblivion right now, which it's not looking too good on their side anyways. So, Patreon screwed themselves over. And then again, Amazon as well. They've been banning light novels as well as Hatsune Miku figurines because they were saying that it promotes child exploitation. Prepare yourselves. This war on anime is only beginning. And the insanity, just you wait. I bet you right now, these companies, these Puritans, the insanity is going to get even worse. It's going to go more off the rails. And this fight for anime, like I said, it is just beginning. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.